Hello! In this video I'm going to be redrawing old art that I have made. Before we get on to the drawing portion of this video, I want to thank you guys for 4K. I haven't been on YouTube for very long. Thank you guys for following me, and for all the nice comments. Thank you. So let's get on with the video. This is the first picture I'm going to be redrawing. I made it in 2019, so I was 13 years old. This picture isn't horrible, it's cute. I'm just not a big fan of how straight up everything is. I redrew this picture in May. I decided to put the footage in this video because I thought since I was redrawing other pictures, I'll put in the footage so you guys could watch it too. I've actually gotten this picture printed to enter in my local fair when it was summer. I actually got a ribbon for it. I got a blue ribbon. It was a first place ribbon, but to be fair, I was competing against like coloring pages. So I was happy. I'm happy that I won the ribbon, but it's like at the same time, I was competing against coloring pages. So it's like, I guess it's good, but again, competing against coloring pages. There is a few things looking at it now, since I did draw in May. I do see a few flaws in it, like the arms, they look a little stiff to me. In this picture, I really wanted to make the hair flow. I did take inspiration from the first time I redrew this picture. I like to redraw this picture during May, when it's like mermaid. I did have a hard time with drawing the shells. I ended up ditching the t-shirt because I didn't know how white fabric really goes underwater, how it bunches up, and how to color it. The whole concept was confusing me. I was originally going to put seaweed in the picture. I ended up ditching the seaweed because it just confused me. I looked up a picture of seaweed and I realized, oh, that's not what seaweed looks like. I'm aware I could just like stylize some seaweed, but it was just confusing me. So I was assuming she was like kind of closer to the surface, like swimming up or something. So later I have like beams of light come down from the top. I do try to draw the surface of the water, but that kind of confuses me because I didn't know how to draw the surface of water. I don't know, it was confusing. I also decided to add on bubbles at the end because I thought it would add a little more or something. Just because only the beams of light seemed kind of empty, so I thought bubbles would be cute. I got a brush from the Clip Studio Asset Library that looks like bubbles. There originally are super colorful bubbles, but I just made them blue by putting like a filter on them. Oh, and I also added little dots to the shells to make it seem like she like customized it a bit and like put like little dots on it. I think it's really cute. I got really distracted with the small details in the picture, like the small dots. Like on her nails, she has the white bits. But I do really like the picture. I think it turned out really cute. And it's definitely an improvement compared to the old one. I feel like it definitely is more flowy. So I feel like it turned out really cute. This is the next picture I'm going to be drawing. I made it in 2015 when I was 9 years old. I got a drawing tablet for Christmas. I'm pretty sure this is like I drew this like the day after Christmas. So I was like 9, about to be 10. One thing I question is the arm. The arm is so weird looking. It's like her forearm is like really short and it's almost like one with her shoulder. And you could really tell that I like to use the curved line tool. The colors are so bright. Add like all the colors to full saturation. I still do really like saturated colors, but not this saturated. I like a little bit of a difference between them, but I do really like saturated colors still. Oh, one more thing. I question my way of shading this hair. It's like I took multiple colors and just scribbled on it thinking that made it look better. Yeah, I'm just like looking at it, I'm like, why? Originally for the picture, I thought about having her irises be thinner to mimic how tall my old eyes used to be. I ended up making them just be how I usually draw them because I just think it's cuter. It makes her look friendlier compared to like having like cat eyes. For the outfit, I ended up giving her a choker just because I thought it would make it a little more interesting. And I made her sleeves be a different color because I thought that would also make it more interesting. Oh, for the eyes, I did something a little different with my shading of eyes. I put little dots in the corners of, not in the corners, at the bottom of them because I thought they were really cute and made her eyes look a little fancier. It's not like it's extremely noticeable, but I think it's really cute. I decided to paint her nails. I've been liking to add fingernails to my hands recently. I find adding fingernails to the hand helps tell what direction the finger is facing compared to the fingers just looking like sausages. Oh, this part. Okay, I had a really hard time shading the hair. I usually have fun with hair, but since I've been trying to find a new way of shading hair, I was testing out tons of ways to try to shade this hair that I tried so many times. I just kept on trying but not getting anything I liked. At some point I was like ready to like cry over not being able to shade some hair. I was like so done with not knowing how to shade my hair. I was like, why can't I shade hair? It's only hair. It was just like, everyone can shade hair. Why can't I shade hair right now? Why don't I know how to shade my hair? I can shade hair on paper with markers. Why can't I do it on the computer? And then just being confused of why I didn't know how to shade it. I didn't find a way yet to shade it at that moment. So I just ended up just taking a break, come back to it the next day, realizing the first way I shaded it wasn't that bad. So I just did that one, just stuck to it, because I wasn't going to fiddle around any longer with this hair, because I just wasn't having fun with it anymore. And I wasn't going to torture myself to find a perfect way of shading the hair in this picture. So I was just decided I'll just shade everything else and get this picture over with so I can go on and draw something else. I had fun drawing this picture. The hair did really annoy me, but everything else was still fun. Like shading the eyes, the skin, the shirt, the nails, picking the colors, sketching it. I did have fun with this picture. I think it turned out really cute. Just the hair was kind of difficult. Well, anyways, that's enough about this picture. Let's move on to the next picture. This picture I'm going to be redrawing is from 2019. I didn't realize when I was redrawing it that I picked two from 2019. If I knew that, I might have picked a different one to redraw. But I always cringe at this picture so much just because their facial expressions and they don't look like they're hugging. He looks like he's like leaning away from her and she's like hugging him and then telling him that she was evil, because like if you look at her face, I feel like she looks evil or like mean, and he looks like almost scared in a way. And how I have the hair flowing, so like all flowing from the direct center of his head, so it looks a little weird to me.
Quick story, I forgot to record this portion of the video, so I was drawing an eye that was slightly closed. Then I realized I didn't know how to draw it myself, so I got my sister's help, and then I accidentally made him make a perverted face. I didn't know what I did wrong, and then I got my sister's help, but she was also confused. But don't worry, we figured it out.
So I basically sketched most of it roughly. So like I didn't do like the arm and stuff like that. I like to draw the head when I'm drawing a girl's head just tilted slightly. I like to just draw the head separately and then like move it over later using the selection tool so that so I can have a nice face and just move it over there. I ended up changing the eyes later. I ended up not liking the first ones I drew. And I also decided for in this picture, I'm gonna have her hair tucked behind her ear, because I thought it would look a little cuter if her hair was like tucked behind her ear. I had a really hard time drawing her arms hugging him, and also deciding what they were gonna wear, because their outfits were really boring in the old one. They were just both wearing like plain sweaters. The girl was originally wearing a turtleneck, but I decided to put her in a t-shirt and put the guy in the turtleneck. So I thought it would be more interesting because how his haircut is, it's like shaved. So I thought if I put him in a turtleneck, it would seem a little more interesting. I thought it would be more interesting to put her in a t-shirt so I could get like the color of her arm going around him. So it would be more colors were distributed between the picture. Okay, I don't really remember what I was talking about. So I went downstairs to ask for the TV to be turned down. And I got chocolate. My mom got a big bag of like chocolates and candy and stuff for Halloween. And she's letting me eat the almond joys, because she says not very many people like them. So I get to eat the almond joys. But anyways, that's not important. Oh, I found a way of shading hair I liked in this picture here. Okay, I tried a few ways of shading my hair. At first I just did tons of lines and blurred them out, but I didn't like that. But then at some point I made the lines curve upwards every time there's a strand of hair. And then I just blur it all out and just have it fade upwards. And I really like how it looks. I think it looks really nice. I added strand highlights. I did that in one picture I did. I was drawing my OC and added these strands onto the hair, and I really like how it looks. So I decided to add it to how I was shading hair, and I think it turned out really great. I really like it. I did the same tactic of shading hair on the girl. I think I'm just not good at shading hair for girls, just because the long hair is just a little harder for me to shade. At least long straight hair is just a little more difficult. And also his torso was a little hard to shade. I don't usually draw people in side view, so it's a little wonky for the shading because I wasn't 100% certain on how to shade it. But I feel like it turned out okay. It's not terrible, but it's also not amazing. In the old picture, seemed like they had a tree in the background, so I decided to put them under the tree in this one, so I could put like dappled lighting. For the dappled lighting, I just put one color over them and then used this dappled lighting brush I got from the Clip Studio Asset Library and just like erased it, so to make it look like they're in dappled lighting. I didn't make it super dark because I didn't want them to be like drowned in the shadows. I still wanted you to be able to clearly see them. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to draw a tree from the underside. I'm not very good at drawing the tree. The tree was really, really, really hard, but I ended up just blurring it and then it looked okay. I did the coloring of the liner a little different. I was feeling lazy and didn't want to color each line a different color. So I just made it all dark brown, but then went into certain spots like on the face with a light brown. It made like the eyelashes have a bit of their like color of their eye. His eyelashes are dark green and the girl's eyelashes are like a dark pinky red color. I do like how the picture turned out. One thing that didn't come across, at some point I decided that he was going to lean against the tree, but it also doesn't look like he's leaning against the tree. So either way you interpret it, it looks fine. I think the picture turned out really cute and does give much more of the feeling younger me was probably going for. Well, that's all for this video. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and thank you for watching. Bye!